Today on 2+U Nevada.
It's about 70% of the country right now has been adding Wild Nevada into their broadcast schedule, daily or weekly.
The not-so-hidden gem of travel shows. The senior producer and host of Wild Nevada sits down with us.
The beauty about 4-H is we're teaching youth. We're teaching youth positive youth development, and the project is what keeps them moving through and learning transferable skills and helping them be tomorrow's leaders.
It's National 4-H Week. We delve into this amazing organization that's getting our youth to be leaders.
We give you a big bag and you get to shop for free all the tables of brand new Halloween costumes, Thanksgiving decor, Christmas decor. We've got music. We've got a whole party vibe going.
And Catholic Charities is bringing the fun. If you're struggling to find the best Halloween outfit or holiday decor, the organization has you covered. You're watching 2+U Nevada. Thank you so much for joining us for this edition of 2+U Nevada. I'm Sarah Johns, your host. We have so many things to talk about today. First, though, today is National Hero Day. So I want to start off by thanking all of our heroes out there. I'm talking first responders, medical care providers, educators, and anyone you consider a hero at home. Thank you. Thank you for being there for us when we need you. On that note, today is also National Stop Bullying Day, and I consider heroes those kids out there who stop bullying in its tracks. There are 4 types of bullying: verbal, physical, relational, and cyberbullying. To those who see it happening to someone else and stop it, thank you. If you feel bullied and are at a Washoe County school, you can report bullying using Safe Voice by calling 833-216-SAFE. We will delve more into anti-bullying efforts later in the show. Speaking of bullies, October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. We continue the conversation with the Domestic Violence Resource Center coming up. So be aware of that discussion in about 15 minutes. We are thrilled to have you joining us today for 2+U Nevada. You are watching 2+U Nevada, and I am so excited to have Chris Orr with us this afternoon. Of course, host, senior producer, what else did we say? Editor, choreographer, photographer, grip, catering, hair, makeup.
Well, actually, the one thing I don't do is the editing, and I have great videographers. So, but we do a lot of roles in
Wild Nevada on PBS. Thank you for being here.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
So I grabbed you from PBS this afternoon. You were in the middle of completing your new season of shows.
We were actually actively writing scripts and getting the shows ready for our premiere, which we got new episodes, 13 new episodes starting December 18th, I believe.
That is fantastic. And Wild Nevada, I had no idea the history that Wild Nevada has on our local PBS. 25 years, you said?
So we have been in broadcast on PBS Reno, originally KNPB Channel 5, for 25 years. This is our 25th anniversary year of broadcast. We've done, I'm working on season 8. So we've been in production for about 13 to 15 years of those 25, but we've been on air consistently for 25 years.
And you are doing such great things. You're telling me Wild Nevada is on a majority of our country's PBS stations.
We benefit from the fact that after we air on PBS Reno, we, in past seasons, and we're hoping again for season 8, we get distributed through American Public Television, and at that point it goes out and is received by about 200 to 220 PBS stations throughout the PBS system, which is about 70% of the country right now has been adding Wild Nevada into their broadcast schedule, daily or weekly. And so we are able to really put Nevada out throughout the entire nation through the PBS system.
And your ratings are phenomenal as well of the PBS travel shows. I mean, brag here, Chris.
So we are very excited to announce that for 2024, Wild Nevada was the second highest daytime weekend travel program in the PBS system, which put us up there with Burt Wolves and just above Rick Steves, which was very exciting because names that we all grew up with, or at least I grew up with, and we're listed right there with them, and bringing Nevada out into the forefront for travel and recreation and adventure.
And you, since taking over as host, have really made this show yours as well. In the 13 episodes for this upcoming season, what are we going to see?
So I took over the producing starting with season 7, and my co-host now has a podcast at the station called Wild Nevada Cast.
Yep.
And so as I've taken over producing, I really work on making sure that when I get to a location that I'm representing the agencies involved, the organizations involved, the communities. So very often, sometimes I go with a narrative. I'll do an exploration that's around old ghost towns, or I'll do an exploration about old gold rush roads and how these old prospecting routes now take you to amazing recreation opportunities up in the Sierra. And then I take you through some of the earliest settlements in southeastern Nevada, get to communities that we haven't shown in even the 25 years of Wild Nevada. So a few new adventures, revisiting communities that we've visited in the past to show what they're up to now, and really working with agencies, the land managers, to talk about responsible recreation and some of the opportunities that are unique to our rural areas.
You know, before this started, we were talking about rock hounding. I've taken the kids up to, where'd you say I went? Crystal Peak?
Crystal Peak,
Dog Valley
Road, just out of Bird Eye.
Okay, so that one, that's where I took the kids. But what are some of your favorite rock hounding places in the state?
Well, you know, Crystal Peak's kind of in my backyard, so that's definitely one of them. But we did in season 7 a rock hounding episode where it was so hard to even pick the 5 locations because there's so many locations. I know there's a great place for agates outside of just off of 50, kind of the Fernley, Fallon area. I really am excited about the opportunity to get up to McDermott and see some of the rock hounding opportunities that are up there. Austin, between the combination of the fluorite that's up in Austin and turquoise, is amazing. It's for me, I don't know that I have a single favorite because they're all fun.
There's so many fun places in the state of Nevada, right? Chris, thank you so much for being here. And before we go, I do want to say, because I did ask you off camera about PBS public funding, and you just said that our community has been so good to PBS.
Absolutely. We really benefit from the fact that PBS Reno has had a long-standing, strong relationship with the community, and the community has really stepped up for us throughout our history, and especially right now. And Wild Nevada, we have a really good, great supportive audience. I know that we're still finishing up a little bit of the fundraising for season 8, but we're already excited to start talking about some of the sponsorship opportunities around next season, the season 9. I'm starting to plan new episodes there. So, and all of it is possible because our community supports the station, supports the programs, the local programs like Wild Nevada and Artifacts, the Wild Nevada Cast, all of the programs that we do at PBS Reno, our education programs.
Which is phenomenal. I thank PBS Reno for that. Chris, thank you for being with us this afternoon.
Thank you, sir. I really appreciate you having me here.
You're watching 2+U Nevada. You are watching 2+U Nevada, and October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Trigger warning for anybody watching from home. Once a week throughout the month of October, we are going to be talking domestic violence. Joining me now, Sylvia Gonzalez and Tracy Garrity from Domestic Violence Resource Center. Thank you both so much for being here this afternoon.
Thank you for the invitation.
Thank you.
So Tracy, let's talk about why it's so important for people to have a strategy to exit safely from a violent relationship.
Yes, a personal safety plan is to help people with safety. It reduces risk and increases their control over a dangerous situation. So it's really important that when clients are coming in, that we talk to them about, do you have a safety plan? Have you thought about a safety plan? What would a safety plan look like to you? Because it's unique to each individual and their particular situation. So what may work for one client may not work for another client. It's not a cookie cutter type plan.
Right, and last week we talked about there are 8 different kinds of identifiable domestic violence. So what kind of services are there for people living in a violent relationship?
So we have different types of services depending on the situation, but we have crisis intervention, we have a 24-hour hotline, we have emergency shelter where a person can stay in the shelter for up to 90 days. We also have counseling. We provide support groups, we provide assistance with they need to file for a restraining order, if they need like safety planning, if they need to relocate to a different location, we can assist with them to be able to relocate. We've relocated people to New York, California. So we also provide pet shelter. So if somebody is fleeing an abusive situation and they have pets with them, they don't have to leave their pets behind because we know the abuser will start abusing the pets to try to get the victim to come back home. So we do provide a pet shelter. We partner with Noah's Animal House back in 2017. And as long as the client is in our residential program, they can keep their pets at Noah's. And I want to emphasize on this more because we don't want victims of domestic violence to leave their pets behind because we know pets are like their children for them. When they go into the shelter, if they don't have a place to stay, they can also try to apply for a transitional housing program, which a person can stay for up to 2 years.
Oh, wow.
And while they're in our program, they also get financial literacy from one of our financial coaches. We also provide life skills. So there's a lot of services that we provide, a lot to name, but you can always call our agency at 775-329-4150 for more information.
Sylvia, this is amazing, and you touched on it a little bit, especially with the pets, but you know, broadly, a lot of people out there who may not know how all-encompassing a violent offender could be. The question is, why do they stay?
You know, there's a lot of myths out there which are not true. A lot of people stay because they're in fear, because they've been told that if they leave, they're going to take their children away, that they're going to call immigration, they're going to be deported. If we have a victim that's never worked or they're not allowed to work because they want to keep them home, they don't have the financial means for them to be able to rent an apartment or to make it out on their own. So they stay for different reasons. And we need to understand that it's not that easy for somebody to leave because they're more in danger of losing their life when they leave the situation because now he doesn't have control over her.
And Tracy, to this point, you help people get temporary protection orders, aka restraining orders. And once that determination has been made, okay, I'm going to flee this life and this lifestyle, why is that so important?
Well, it's for people that feel that they're in immediate danger or they're being threatened by another person. And the protection order is part of a safety plan, but I always tell clients, don't let it allow you to have a false sense of security. Because at the end of the day, it is a piece of paper, not a bulletproof bubble that's protecting them 100%. So with or without a protection order, they should have a safety plan in place. But a protection order does allow for the client to have, you know, safety in so much as the other party can't be within 100 yards of certain addresses, can't have contact with that individual. If there are children involved, they can request that there's very limited contact or no contact while the order is temporarily in place. It allows law enforcement to act upon a violation of a protection order by reporting violations so that that person feels somewhat protected with a protection order in place.
Okay, thank you both for being here this afternoon. Again, if people want to reach out and learn more about the services provided at Domestic Violence Resource Center, what's the website, what's the phone number?
So the website is DVRC.org, and then our telephone number is 775-329-4150. Our address is 1301 Cordon Avenue, suite number 180 in Reno. But I wanted to mention something very important. You don't need to have a restraining order or a police report to receive services from our agency. Just come on in. When you walk in that door, we'll believe you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You so much. You're watching 2+U Nevada. You are watching 2+U Nevada. So excited to have Sarah Savilachek here with 4-H. And I didn't know this until today. It's National 4-H
Yes,
Week.
it is. It's National 4-H Week.
Such a phenomenal organization, Sarah.
It is, yes.
Thanks for being here. What are you guys highlighting this week?
Well, National 4-H Week is always the full month, the first full week in October. So this week on Monday, it was Go Green. So all across the nation, everybody was wearing green. Even some cities and bridges and stuff were painted green to highlight National 4-H Week. And then tomorrow is what we want what we're calling is 4-H for Good. So kids will be doing service projects across the nation, emphasizing the service learning part of 4-H.
That's fantastic. And you and I were talking before we sat down that 4-H really started nearly 120.
It'll be 125 years. We'll be 125 years old in 2027. Yeah.
So in 2027. So back then, it started more as an agricultural service organization, an agricultural org for kids.
It did, because back in 1902, we were looking at, we were entering into conflict across the nation, and we knew that we needed to increase our agriculture production. So kids, and they tried to teach adults, but you can't teach adults.
That's the truth.
They taught kids. So kids were out producing their parents, and that's how 4-H was born.
That's so cool. But now 4-H really has expanded as well. Talk to me about the expansion.
Well, 4-H has grown when we're talking about youth thriving. We want kids to find their spark. So finding their spark is the areas that they want to work in. And so we have kids that are doing herpetology. So that's reptiles and amphibians. It's one of our fastest growing programs. Because
why is that?
Because they love them. They love them. And, and to see a child interact with an amphibian or a reptile and then talk to other people about their amphibian or their reptile, they're so excited. So then and then our 4-H shooting sports program is one of our largest ones. And the beauty about 4-H is we're teaching youth. We're teaching youth positive youth development, and the project is what keeps them moving through and learning transferable skills and helping them be tomorrow's leaders. And then we still have our agricultural programs where kids are raising livestock. We have dog programs. We have cooking and sewing and robotics and aeronautics. Now we're moving into aviation with kids, and kids are earning their pilot's license and either private pilot license or learning to fly drones and all of those things.
That is fascinating to me. And then, okay, so I'm used to thinking of 4-H in the ag area where, like, my girlfriend growing up in school, she had a lamb, raised the lamb, sold the lamb at auction. So I've got to go back to this reptile program. What is there? Because they're not selling it at the end.
No, they're not. They're just learning about how to care for it. And every project that our youth are involved in Nevada or across the nation with our 4-H program is that we want them to learn those skills and think about opportunities for them as they progress towards adulthood. So when we talk about Beyond Ready with kids, we're looking at those opportunities where they're thinking about what they might want to do post-high school, post-college and stuff. So even working with reptiles and amphibians, do they want to be a veterinarian? Do they want to be a wildlife biologist? Do they want to do rescue programs? All of those things. So it's always focused on the kid, where we're looking at what is their spark and what lights their world. And that's how we move through 4-H.
So with it being National 4-H Week right now, are the programs already underway?
Yes.
When is the sign-up period?
This week. So the 4-H work year goes October 1 to September 30th. It goes on the federal fiscal year, so it's kind of weird, but it's, where our national partners.
Looking at the origins, that makes sense.
USDA NIFA is our national partner. And so sign up is going on right now. Kids are enrolling across the state and across the nation in 4-H. So they might be signing up for the same project, or they might be branching out and trying something new. And so.
But signups are not closed yet, so
No.
people could still sign up.
4-H is open year round.
Fantastic. And if families are interested, if their kids are interested in finding a spark, how do they learn about all of your programs? How do they sign up?
So you can, how we always use our computers now, you can just Google extension 4-H and you'll find it there in terms of anything. It'll put you connecting us to the state office, but you can also connect to your local county.
That's fantastic. How many actual programs do we have? Sorry, I put you on the spot.
You did, but statewide we have over almost 35,000 kids involved in 4-H.
Are you kidding me?
And that can be in our club program, which is led by volunteers, or we do in-school programming where we take an idea and either 4-H professionals or 4-H volunteers will go into schools and teach kids about anything that they're interested. 4-H is STEM-based, so we're always teaching about science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And then we add A in for the arts. And then we have after-school programs. Those go on statewide. That through here in Washoe County, it goes through Washoe County School District. And we go in and teach kids anything that they're interested in, anything that sparks. So,
And we'll have to leave it at that.
No.
Sarah, thank you so
You're
much
so
for joining us
welcome.
this afternoon.
and thanks for including us.
Yes, you're watching 2+U Nevada. You are watching 2+U Nevada, and joining me this afternoon, Ashby McDonald. Thank you so much for being here on what is National Stop Bullying Day. National Stop Bullying Day. And describe to me your organization.
Yeah, I would love to. So my organization is Nevada PEP. Nevada PEP is a parent and training information center for families of kids with any disability or behavioral health need. And I am a youth mentor for Youth Move Nevada. And Youth Move Nevada is a youth organization. Our goal is to empower youth to be able to speak up about their mental health, to connect with each other, and just create change in systems that affect them.
Yeah, and Nevada PEP specifically also has a stop bullying component, because obviously the families that you serve, their children could potentially be bullied.
Yes, exactly. So this October, we are launching an I Care, We Care Stop Bullying campaign. And this is really important. 1 in 5 students report being bullied. And so bullying prevention is really important. And so our I Care, We Care campaign is really just trying to get the word out about why bullying prevention is so important and why it matters.
It really does matter. When we're taking a look at what's happening at schools across the country, the question always is, was this a kid that was picked on? Or, and so if somebody is seeing somebody being bullied, what can we as parents teach our children to stop a bully in its tracks?
Yeah, that is a great question. And as a youth myself, I think one of the most important things to teach is, of course, kindness. It's important to be kind to everyone. I would also like to touch on the Safe Voice resource. So Safe Voice is an anonymous tip reporting system that students have access to, and parents. And so Safe Voice, there is a website and an app. And if you visit the website or you download the app, you can report any bullying behavior that you are experiencing or that you witness. And this is really important to report so the schools can have this in writing. And so that's something that can be looked into and investigated.
It's so important. And, I am well removed from being in school, removed. And with that, you have recently been in school. You just mentioned that you are a youth. What is it that you saw, and how is it that you feel our society can best serve our students so that they aren't bullied?
Yeah. As a young person, I just feel that it's really important to hold space for every single person. No one deserves to be treated differently because of how they look, what they believe, how they act. And so it's just so important to be kind to everyone and to hold that space. And one thing that Youth Move Nevada is doing to kind of promote this kindness is our Kindness Looks Good on You poster contest. Can I tell you a little bit about that?
Please, we would love to hear about that.
Awesome. So our poster contest is open to youth ages 14 to 24, and you can find all of the information about it on our Instagram at YouthMoveNV. But any youth can submit a poster on any art medium that addresses the themes of kindness and what kindness looks like to you. And our winning posters will receive prizes and also be professionally printed in schools and youth-serving organizations. So if you're watching this and you know a youth who loves art and creative expression, definitely recommend this to them. We're so excited to see these youth just show their creativity on a message that's so important.
Oh, this is amazing. Now, do they have to stick on brand with like your colors and stuff like that?
No, any colors are good. That's a great question.
Well, thank you. And then those posters, so they'll be hung up inside schools throughout our community?
Yes. And another part of our I Care, We Care campaign that we are so excited about, both Nevada PEP and Youth Move Nevada have created activity books that we are distributing to schools statewide. And these activity books just talk about why bullying prevention is so important. They provide strategies for youth and children of what to do if you see someone being bullied. And so that's another part of our campaign we're really excited about.
And where can we pick these books up?
Those books will be distributed to local schools.
Okay. Okay, we don't have to actively seek it. It will be provided to our kids.
Yep, exactly.
Oh, that's fantastic. And once again, Nevada PEP, if people are interested in learning about Nevada PEP and learning about these programs that you're putting on to help our children in our community and our families, where do they go?
Yeah, visit our website, nvpep.org. That's nvpep.org.
I thank you so much for joining us this afternoon with such an important discussion, Ashby. Thanks.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're watching 2+U Nevada. You are watching 2+U Nevada. So excited to have Danny Heinsohn here this afternoon with My Hometown Heroes. And Danny, you are just an inspiration for our community. Go into how My Hometown Heroes started.
Well, Hometown Heroes started the day after I was graduated from college with a degree in electrical engineering. I was planning to backpack Europe with my best friends, and a week and a half prior to that, I had these headaches that just wouldn't quit. Graduated on a Sunday, and I was supposed to be on a plane to Europe on Tuesday, and day before I left, I was in the emergency room with my dad, and after 2.5 hours of testing, I found out that they found a tumor the size of a racquetball in my head. Had to be removed. I had to relearn how to walk and talk and tie my shoes. But it was those first 3 days in the hospital before I had the operation where I realized that this journey wasn't about me. It was about them, because if I'm going to get through this, it's going to be because of them. So they became my heroes, which 10 years later became the impetus to creating the My Hometown Heroes entity.
That's fantastic. Such a great organization for children and teens, young cancer survivors. Explain the fundraising process and what My Hometown Heroes goal is for youth survivors.
Absolutely. Well, so My Hometown Heroes, we serve young adult cancer survivors between the ages of 17 and 39 years old. So this is a time in their life where it's a major transition to go to college, but then when you're diagnosed with cancer as a young adult, that changes everything. Your life is put on hold. Everything's focused on the patient and the family to get through that and idea is you get through it and then you start living your best life. It doesn't mean you can't start living your best life while you're going through treatment. But the My Hometown Hero Scholarship Program is a platform of self-expression, not only for young adults who survive cancer, but it helps them, it creates a path for them and gives them confidence from everything that they've went through, that they do have support financially for them to pursue their dreams of a college education.
And you are such a cool guy. Like, I've known you now for years, and every time I see you, you're a ray of light and sunshine. And I didn't know that you had penned a book, and you say that this is a really a self-reflection journey, and also provides really good guidelines about milestones for folks at home. Talk to us about this book and how can they get it?
Yeah, it's really easy to get a copy of the book. Just visit myhometownheroes.org, make a $25 donation. I'll sign it and mail it to you. I really started the book when I was going through cancer treatment, when I had that massive seizure complications, having to relearn how to walk and talk and tie my shoes. I had to like type on the keyboard like one keystroke at a time, and that really helped. It wasn't so much of a big term as it is now, but like for neuroplasticity, right? If you want to be able to remember something, and just going through that entire journey, I mean, they took a racquetball out of my head, so there's a lot of neurons to reconnect over the years. So writing was the first thing that gave me therapy, but I actually started writing because I wanted to thank all the people that supported me through my journey, and I wrote an essay, and I was in the third month of chemo during the time when I published it, just an essay. It wasn't even a book at that point. And so my book is my memoir from being diagnosed, transitioning through from cancer to survivorship to getting a job and trying to live a normal life. And then endurance sports was really kind of my platform of self-expression. I was training for century bike rides, then marathons, triathlons, and then 2010 was my 10th year remission from brain cancer, and I decided I'm going to do my first Ironman triathlon. I'm going to raise $10,000 for My Hometown Heroes, symbolic of the decade milestone.
Fantastic. And so we've got about a minute and a half left. Show us some of your milestones.
Yeah, well, thank you for asking. So I brought 3 medals here today, and the one that's most significant is the one from the Ironman journey when I crossed the finish line at Ironman Canada in 2010. So that's what this symbolizes right here. But before I did Ironman Canada, I realized that, okay, well, in 2009, 2010 is going to be my 10th year remission. So I crossed the finish line at the Escape from Alcatraz triathlon, and that's when it occurred to me, okay, I think I'm going to do an Ironman that year. So
after surviving brain cancer.
After surviving brain cancer 9 years later, and then 2010 was an Ironman. And then I left 2015 was the last year of my corporate job, and I completed the New York Marathon, and this is the medal for that. So when it comes to milestones, if you're looking for something that's tangible, something you can hold, I can look at these medals and have a story behind every medal.
In about 30 seconds or less, tell folks at home, why are milestones so important to keep us going through the hard times?
Well, we know that tomorrow is never guaranteed, right? So I think there's so much going on in the world right now, so many distractions, that we really need to really focus in on the moment. And then we're engaged in the moment, then we can live each moment to its fullest, regardless of what kind of adversity. We always have the choice on how we react or respond to adversity.
My Hometown Heroes, how do people find you online?
myhometownheroes.org.
Danny, thanks for being here. You're watching 2+U Nevada. You are watching 2+U Nevada, and I am so excited to have Marie Baxter here, my good friend, CEO of Catholic Charities Northern Nevada. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
We are talking Halloween. And, when people think of Catholic Charities, they don't necessarily think about that your thrift store being the place to go or to turn to Catholic Charities for Halloween and fall fun?
So we are all about families at Catholic Charities, and that definitely includes making memories for Halloween and all the holidays. So, of course, our St. Vincent's thrift store is a great place to come and find costume ideas. And then we also have a special event on October 18th that's called Spooky to Sparkle, and we give away a lot of different new products that are donated to us throughout the year with costumes and decor, all the way from Halloween through Christmas items. So lots of fun things going on.
Wow, that's fantastic. Okay, so if people have last minute costume needs, is the thrift store open on Halloween and Nevada Day?
It is. So, Catholic Charities truly never closes. The thrift stores do close on Christmas and Thanksgiving, but otherwise we are open. So you wake up that morning and you're like, I got a great idea. I want to go as whatever. Chances are we're going to have all those costume elements at Catholic Charities.
Wow, and then delve into October 18th. Delve into that specific event. What's the time? Where do people go? And what are they going to see?
So we receive donations from Walmart and other vendors throughout the year. So, last year when Halloween was over, all those things that didn't sell, they get donated to Catholic Charities.
I always wondered because they don't have enough room to keep that inventory.
They do. It all comes to us. We pick it up. We store it for the year. We pull out all the candy, by the way, so nothing icky. But then we do what we call Spooky to Sparkle. And so on October 18th in the morning, starting about 9 o'clock, people come, we give you a big bag, and you get to shop for free all the tables of brand new Halloween costumes, Thanksgiving decor, Christmas decor. We've got music. We've got a whole party vibe going, and you can come and get a whole bunch of things to refresh your holiday season.
Marie, that's amazing. And what I love about this is that it means kids don't miss out on the Halloween fun.
It's great fun, and especially nice. It's all brand new things. So, thrifting is fun, and it's great to put together a color costume. But sometimes when you're a kid, especially when times are tough, having that brand new costume that, makes you feel more comfortable in your school environment, that's a big lift. And especially as, people in poverty are kind of struggling a little bit. We're all kind of trying to figure out how to navigate groceries and fuel prices.
About that, everything.
Yeah,
right
so
now.
Getting some nice free Halloween costumes can just elevate that experience for families.
Well, and it also, too, means that kids aren't going to school not in costume, right?
Exactly.
Like if schools are having these costume contests or costume parades, nobody has to do without.
Exactly. And we want everyone to feel, uplifted, make the holidays fun. Nobody wants to have that, oh, I'm uncomfortable because I don't have something. So it's fun, and it's a great fun day. So it wraps up around noon. It's first come, first serve. So if you want to come, you definitely want to come, get in the line in the morning, go through, grab your things, and then you can launch into the rest of your day. And then you can also weave right into the St. Vincent's thrift store because it's held right at our campus at 4th and Valley. So you can also pick up the rest of your costuming needs for your family in the thrift store.
I love that. So I'm going to destroy our display here, but these are some of the cutest costumes. At first I thought this was for a pet. It's actually for a darling little girl, I miss that age.
Me too.
Right? And then this is so cute. Look at this. What is this?
So some sort of
Violet.
little princess.
This darling Violet outfit. And then you have...
Who doesn't want to be the superhero?
Right.
Complete with the little masks. So everybody's got lots of options. We have a lot of adult costumes that get donated too. So this really is a family experience for everyone to come through. There are even pet costumes, despite the fact that is for a toddler.
Well, thank you so much for talking about your Halloween and October event, but let's also just talk about Catholic Charities. You guys are such a phenomenal resource for people in our community. And we were talking about this before we sat down, everything is more expensive now. The cost of rents, the cost of housing, the cost of groceries, and people are having to turn to you who may otherwise not have thought about Catholic Charities.
Without a doubt. So we provide 9 different, programs that are all help to people feel more sustainable, access quality foods, come into the dining room if you can't get a hot meal. In addition to, we like to say every door is a right door at Catholic Charities. We have case managers, we have social workers, we have individuals who can, just open their hearts and listen and say, okay, here's your path to sustainability. We have a sober living program. We have an opportunity for family stabilization through Elevating Families. So there are so many different programs. We really are the largest provider of humanitarian aid across all of Nevada, northern Nevada, in the rurals, into the frontier counties, as well as right here in our local communities. So if you're finding yourself kind of struggling, maybe things are changing a little bit, come to Catholic Charities. We'll help you navigate the different systems.
Love it. Thank you so much for being here. October 18th again.
Yes.
What time do the doors open?
So I think they open at 9-ish, but the people will start getting in line much earlier. It'll go to about noon or 1 when everything is distributed.
Sure.
And the thrift stores are literally open every day of the year. So come in and start finding some fun costume options.
Fantastic. And where should people park?
So parking is always a drama, but it is a Saturday. And so, people can come in. There's actually quite a bit of parking because it's on a Saturday. So they can park in there or they can park, in and around the 4th Street area. So, but yeah, it's fantastic.
Marie Baxter, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
You're watching 2+U Nevada. Considering our discussion about kindness and anti-bullying today, I wanted to share this story with you. A middle school teacher in Charlottesville, Virginia has developed a creative way to spread kindness in the classroom. The idea is illustrated in what he calls sneaky cards. Gabby Womack explains how the inspirational program is having an impact on students.
With this class especially, it's beyond, facts and figures. It's how can we communicate, how can we participate in bringing, raising people's spirits.
Jeff Crishone teaches civics and economics at Lakeside Middle School. He's testing out a new way to spread kindness called sneaky cards. The cards have different prompts, from complimenting someone to trying a new activity or meeting someone new.
The idea is to track these cards and just have people doing some fun stuff and spread it out across, as far away as we can get it.
Each card has a QR code so the school can follow it where it travels next. 8th grader Leah Garcia helped put the cards together and says it's a reminder that small actions can add up.
Like we work and how much bad people are in this world. So I feel like if we did something random and small, it would just be a little better.
It's a task that took teamwork and ideas from all avenues. Garcia says the process made her realize it can lift her own mood too.
No, it's just a random thing to do today. And I feel like you always should have something to do fun.
Crishone shares that sentiment, hoping it can make a small difference in the world.
But anytime we can bring some joy to people or some fun at least, or we can do some kind of community service activity, get things out, raise people's spirits, especially in this day and age. I think it's a great thing to do.
The sneaky card program will eventually be passed out at shopping centers for people to use and help pay it forward further.
Well, let's learn from them. Be sneaky kind. Thank you for inviting us into your home this afternoon. We look forward to joining you every Wednesday at 3 for 2+U Nevada. 2 News Nevada at 4 starts now.